Southwest Florida, is Bayshore Arts District our next enormous opportunity for growth? If not, what is? Today, we'll make the case that this just may be the next good bet. And we'll tell you about those who've been here since the start, had the patience, put their money where their mouth is, and have been enjoying the ride since the start. Welcome to SWFL Life. This is Blair White. Blair's one of those who gets it. He gets what the Bayshore Arts District has been working on all these years. And Blair doesn't just think. Blair knows what's going to happen here with this region.
Bayshore Arts District's a little different than any other portion of Naples. It's artsy, it's fun, full of different restaurants, a lot of flavor, flair, it's bright. It's just a relaxed area to go to where you're going to not feel stuffy. I feel alive in the Bayshore Arts District.
You see, 20 years ago, this neighborhood was one of the most notorious areas in Naples. And a handful of people like Diane Sullivan, who owns the Gardenia, saw it from the beginning. Diane loves to take something at the end of its economic life and breathe new life into it, like she's done with all her properties in the Bayshore Arts District.
Rebecca Maddox calls it the Soho of Naples, Florida. We asked her, in a few short words, describe the Bayshore Arts District. And we all was sitting there and kind of looked at each other and pausing, and she said, it's like the Soho of Naples, Florida. On point. I mean, it describes it perfectly.
Then there's Mike Sherman, who's been building these front porch, cottage, neighborly style homes in neighborhoods that needed new life.
And his vision is to have a front porch on every single one of the homes to where you sit on the front porch and you talk to your neighbor. You're involved, you converse, instead of being stuffed inside your house.
Mike Sherman saw the bones here. So what are the bones? What did Mike see? Well, it's close to the beach, it's loaded with beauty, palm trees everywhere, surrounded by water.
Think about these side streets. You know, all of these locals, the residents that's lived here for years and years. Now all of a sudden you have the Bayshore Arts District that's given them a quality life that, quite frankly, they've always had to travel to, and now they walk directly to it. It's beautiful.
Loaded with color, in Naples, Florida, one of the most prolific cities in the world. Perfect climate. It's the last direct Gulf access that hasn't popped yet. And it's got a theme. Something as fun as Bayshore Arts District.
And you can just go to a hole in the wall, to a dive, you know, a really good restaurant. You'd be in your flip-flops, swim trunks, look at art, and relax.
So if this isn't the next hotspot, what is?
Enjoy the true beach town itself.
Then there's Rebecca Maddox. Rebecca's seen it from the start. Rebecca built 360 Market, Celebration Park, and now her biggest endeavor is the Maddox, an absolute upscale celebration of wine. On Rebecca's first purchase on Bayshore Drive, which was 360 Market, Rebecca doubted herself for about a second and a half. But then her father said to her, Rebecca, if you can't bet on Naples, Florida, what can you possibly bet on? So she did it. She built 360 Market, never looked back, and she's been loving the ride ever since.
That's what it is. It's creativity in bloom. It's exploding. If you don't get in right now, you're going to regret it 5 or 10 years from now.
If you stood right here 10 years ago and you didn't have vision, you wouldn't have been able to see what these people saw. But now that a handful of people have done all the really heavy lifting, you can't not see it.
It is that up and coming.
This is why we think the Bayshore Arts District may be our next enormous opportunity. What do you think? Let us know. We'll see you next week.